Democratic Party, I do think, understands that they are at an existential moment. Parties don't have to survive. The Whigs came and went and others, and they understand they're not going to win with the AOC wing.
Why is it that the Democrats didn't look at the reasons they lost and then try to come more to the middle? Instead,
they're doing it finally.
Not AOC, not Bernie.
On the latest Club Random, Bill Maher sat down with fitness icon Jillian Michaels. And sparks flew from the jump, especially when the topic turned to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. The two butted heads over whether the Democratic Party stands a chance in 2028 if AOC is on the ticket, or came in swinging with his trademark truth bombs, but Jillian held her ground, playing the sharp, no-nonsense devil's advocate. The tension crackled, the debate ignited, and there's plenty to unpack. Hit subscribe and buckle up.
She is the front runner, followed close, I guess not a close second, but then
that's just name recognition.
Okay, fair, and one would hope, honestly, because I've been underwhelmed by her for quite some time, whether you like her or not.
AOC. You're talking about Kamala?
Yeah.
Oh, totally underwhelming.
But then the next one in line is AOC.
I mean, I voted for her, but totally underwhelming.
The duo dove into the recent ICE arrest and the Democratic meltdown that followed, and things escalated fast. Maher didn't hold back, claiming the DNC shot themselves in the foot by putting Kamala Harris front and center, calling the outrage over the arrest completely off base. Then came the spark. Jillian Michaels casually dropped AOC's name, drawing a comparison to Kamala, and boom, that lit the fuse. Maher raised an eyebrow, leaned in, and suddenly the room's energy shifted. You could feel the tension crackle. It was one of those, wait, did she really just say that? Moments. Harsh truths were exchanged. Egos took hits, and it only got wilder from there.
Why is it that the Democrats didn't look at the reasons they lost and then try to come more to the middle? Instead,
they're doing it finally.
Not AOC, not Bernie.
Sure, Jillian Michaels leans conservative, but this went way beyond politics. You could actually see the pity in her eyes. Because she knows, just like I've been saying on this channel for months, the Democrats are on a slow, painful march toward irrelevance. And let's not kid ourselves, it wouldn't be the first time a major American party collapsed under the weight of its own delusions. Michaels isn't mocking them. She's watching the ship go down while the crew insists everything's fine. Maher tries to argue that the DNC is shifting toward the center, but Jillian isn't buying a hand. She calls it out directly. Then she drops the million-dollar question that lights Maher up. If Democrats are really moving to the center, then why? Are they still pushing AOC? His response might just surprise you.
Matt Taibbi, he can be so funny. I think it was him with the funniest line. He said, AOC is practically a police sketch drawing of what Americans don't want for president.
Exactly, Jillian nailed it. The Democrats are still riding the woke wave at full speed, and if they weren't, someone as unapologetically radical as AOC wouldn't even be in the 2028 conversation. Let's be honest, AOC makes Kamala Harris look like a centrist. Say what you will about Kamala, but at least half the time, you couldn't even pin down what she stood for. Vague, calculated, elusive. On the woke scale, Kamala's maybe a 4. AOC, a proud, defiant 9. So when people claim the Democrats are drifting toward the center, I have to ask, based on what exactly? Certainly not Newsom. Don't even get me started on the guy who spends more time on his hair than fixing his state. That's not centrism. That's image over integrity. The truth is, the DNC's still trapped in its own ideological echo chamber, hoping flashy slogans, curated photo ops, and social media flair can substitute for real leadership.
She's leading.
But it's 2025. The election isn't for 3 years. This means nothing.
You know what it is?
This means nothing.
It's the fact that I thought
they're not going to do it. I would bet my house on that. They are not going to go that.
I appreciate Maher's optimism. Really, I do. But let's be honest. We can't all be wrong. Don Lemon was on Club Random not long ago. And when Maher asked who he saw stepping in after Kamala Harris, he didn't even blink. He said AOC. Another guest on Real Time echoed the same sentiment. And now here comes Jillian Michaels saying it too. This isn't some fringe prediction anymore. It's a pattern taking shape. Personally, I see the future shaping up as a heavyweight bout between AOC and Gavin Newsom, with AOC taking the crown. Why? Because while Newsom's got the polish, AOC's got the fire, and in today's political climate, fire wins headlines and hearts. Don't forget, no one thought Kamala had a shot either, and she still managed to steer the DNC straight into chaos. So if Maher still expects logic or tradition to guide the Democrats' next move, he'd better buckle up. The next shockwave's coming fast.
The Democratic Party wants to survive. Every party does. As they say in Jurassic Park, life finds a way. I see it out here with the groundhogs in my lawn. I see it with the ducks. I have ducks, and they go in the pool, and I yell at them, and they get out. I think I've trained them now.
Maher thinks an AOC ticket would be political suicide, and he's banking on the DNC being smart enough not to go there. But let's be honest, he seems to be forgetting his own track record with this party. If anything, they've made a habit of ignoring him. A few years ago, he warned about Biden's cognitive decline. Crickets. The party pressed forward anyway. 2 years back, he called out Kamala Harris, said she was unelectable, uninspiring, unrelatable. Still, the DNC doubled down and shoved her into the spotlight. And now, here we are again, with Maher hoping the party will finally listen when it comes to AOC. But the Democratic establishment has repeatedly shown they'd rather be ideologically pure than strategically smart. So while Maher's argument may look solid on paper, history tells a different story. His warnings tend to get treated like yesterday's news. If anything, his criticism could boost AOC's stock because when Maher says don't, the activist base hears do it twice.
The Democratic Party, I do think, understands that they are at an existential moment. Parties don't have to survive. The Whigs came and went, and others, and they understand they're not going to win with the AOC wing.
Interestingly, AOC's approval rating is at an all-time high. He's even edging out Donald Trump in some polls. That's no small feat. People aren't just supportive, they're captivated by the AOC brand. She's young, vibrant, unapologetically bold, and wears her working-class roots like armor. In a political era fueled by relatability and social media swagger, that's political gold. Is she the sharpest tool in the shed? Maybe not. Well, let's be honest. Brains aren't the ticket. Anymore, optics, energy, and narrative are. And AOC checks all three boxes effortlessly. Don Lemon and others have echoed it. The DNC needs to stop overthinking and start listening. Like it or not, a growing chunk of the Democratic base wants AOC front and center. Whether that's a smart long-term play is still up for debate. But one thing's certain, the momentum is real and it's gaining speed. Ignore it at your own peril.
It's going to be a bitter pill for the Latinx, gluten-free, non-binary in the party, but they're just going to have to swallow hard at the end of the day.
Exactly. A vote for AOC is a vote for more wokeness, plain and simple. She's not hiding it, and her supporters wear it like a badge of honor. But let's be real, rejecting her wouldn't break America's heart. The far left might throw a fit, but most Americans are just tired. For nearly 8 years, we've been force-fed woke ideology, lectured, guilt-tripped, and shamed for not keeping up with an ever-shifting moral standard. The country's exhausted from identity politics, cancel culture, and the constant obsession with optics over outcomes. That's where Trump, for better or worse, flipped the script. He cut through the noise, rewrote the rules, and reminded people that common sense still matters. For millions sick of walking on eggshells, he was a breath of fresh air, of edges and all. So no, we're not looking to rewind the clock too. More division dressed up as progress. We want clarity, courage, and real leadership. And let's face it, AOC isn't bringing that to the table. Even CNN sees the writing on the wall. They've already predicted disaster for the Democrats.
This is the generic ballot test. This is when you test people in a generic question. Of course, the House races aren't generic. There are 435 of them. What happens when you go race by race?
What happens when you go race by race? Well, it's the same idea. Okay, House seat ratings with the GOP president, like back in 2005 and, of course, 2017. More net pickup seat chances. Well, last time around, look at that. Democrats were ahead by 33 seats. How about in 2005? Democrats were ahead by 7 seats. What's going on right now? It's actually Republicans Actually, Republicans with more net pickup chances at plus 12, according to the Cook Political Report.
So no, we're not wrong when we say the DNC is headed straight for disaster. Every political warning light is flashing red. The writing's on the wall. Even some of their most loyal allies are beginning to look the other way. Just glance at the latest midterm projections. They're grim. Approval ratings are in freefall. Voter enthusiasm is fading fast. In crucial battleground states, slipping right through their fingers over the past 6 months. The Democratic strategy has been painfully predictable. Attack Trump. Push anti-ICE narratives, deflect blame for global chaos, and pray the noise masks their failures. But here's the twist: it's not working. Despite relentless attacks, Trump's popularity isn't just holding steady, it's climbing, especially in key states. Why? Because voters see the game. They're over the blame, the spin, and the political theater. They want leadership that delivers. And Trump, flaws and all, still represents that alternative for millions of Americans. The truth is, the Democratic Party isn't just out of step, it's veering towards self-destruction. Elevating AOC won't fix that. It'll only magnify the ideological echo chamber dragging them down. Meanwhile, Trump's momentum keeps growing, powered by a public that's fed up with slogans and starving for results. If the DNC keeps choosing wokeness over wisdom, they won't just lose votes, they'll lose the country's trust. That's it for today's video. If you liked it, hit that like button and subscribe for more.